All right. So actually, I have 3+ years of combined and diversified experience as a mechanical manufacturing and project engineer.
Uh-huh.
So I completed my bachelor's in mechanical engineering back in India. That was in Gujarat state, and I used to work at indoor air compressors, Bosch, Rexroth, Coca-Cola, Vincent machines. So that was my internship, and I got deputed as a project engineer at Siemens Energy.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my full-time experience back in India.
Mm-hmm.
And then I decided to pursue my master's in here. So I completed my master's in mechanical and aerospace engineering from Syracuse University, and I graduated in May 2019. And during that tenure, I also interned at Burn Dairy as a Lean Six Sigma intern.
Okay.
And once I graduated, since you know that I was in the core field, mechanical and aerospace, you know what I mean. So we have some entry barriers, right? So some of the fields require this IT/AR security clearance and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So even I had this issue for getting a job in front hand.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time I was working as a project assistant.
I have some videos for some students who talk about the same thing, I think.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So after my graduation, I had to work as a project assistant at Syracuse University, and then I got a job as a mechanical and electrical engineer for energy efficiency applications at Intertech. And that's pretty much it.
So that's where you're working right now.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Intertech. Yeah.
And your job is going good?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's good so far.
So far, so good. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So you guys have started working, or you guys are working from home? What's going on?
No, so actually this company works for different verticals. Lot of verticals,
Mm-hmm.
lot of industry, almost every industry. Let's say in medical industry, this company also works for medical industry and PP and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So technically this company comes under an essential business.
Okay.
So we always work from office.
So you have
Yeah.
to go. You have to go
Yeah, daily. Yeah.
wearing mask and everything.
Yeah, mask, gloves, everything, and we are in the central not proper New York City, but central New York State area.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Great. So let me ask you. So you have a job. It looks like it's going good.
Yep.
Why these questions are coming in your mind now?
Well, I cannot. I just want to, grow myself. I cannot be at the same place every time.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, I cannot be like it's not like maybe this comment may be very, mundane, like 9 to 5 kind of
No,
thing.
that's
I'm
fine.
not like fed up of 9 to 5 thing. But, I need something going up. Maybe in job, or maybe as a further study, or maybe as a business or something.
let me rephrase my question now, because I said this is a conversation, right? So I want to get out the real thing, so I understand. I know what you want, but I'm trying to understand.
Yeah.
So what? So you, as I said, you have a stable job, everything is fine, but still there is something bothering you, right? Otherwise, you would
Yeah,
have
yeah.
not. Something is like maybe. So I don't know about you. I get this question all the time in my brain, like what I'm doing, I'm not enjoying, or this is not I'm here supposed to do. This looks to be a job. I should do better than that. These are the questions that come to my mind.
Yeah, I'm getting paid, but I'm not satisfied.
Yeah. No, that's fine. This is the whole. The whole idea is to grow, right? So if that is
Yeah.
the question that comes to mind, I think these are good questions for anybody, to be honest. And if somebody says, I'm happy, that it's for someone is okay, but to be honest with you, I'm not the person like that. I always question, no matter where I am.
Yeah.
Okay. So if that questions are coming in your mind, I think those are genuine questions, and I'm glad that you are having this question, because that's how you grow. You have to have
Perfect.
what they say. You have to have fire in your belly before, Otherwise, how you gonna? So I think the questions, what you are saying is coming. Basically, you're saying, I don't want to stuck here. I want to go high. What can I do? What should I do? Considering
Yeah.
considering
Yeah.
do you need visa, or you have a green card?
No, I don't have. Yeah, that's why I could not continue my job at Siemens, because I had, so the vertical I was working at, there was restaurant company which was acquired by Siemens Oil and Gas. There's the same company in here, and I already had an offer, but
Okay.
this company was acquired by Siemens, and they could not offer me, a sponsorship.
Got it. So
Yeah.
again, coming back to your question again. So if you are having these same questions in your mind, I think those are right questions. And to be honest with you, because with COVID, lot of us are having a lot of free time, and these questions are gonna emerge, which is fine. Because now we are going through this phase where many people I have spoken, many students I have spoken, many professionals I have spoken, they are having the thought because of job insecurity, right? Could be a reason, like, oh, I'm going to lose my job, so that means I need to do something more, right? And
Yeah.
many people are having this question because we have now little bit more free time as compared to, so you know like you know that I'm supposed to do now, what I should do more, or what can I do with extra time I have, and so forth. And I think these are very genuine questions, and I'm glad you are having those, so there is nothing wrong in it. But let me point out another thing is,
Perfect.
you talked in your questions, and I'm not gonna go one by one, but in general, you talked about MBA and PhD and all those things, and I have spoken with many videos about these things, right?
Yeah.
Why? And you are saying I am interested in PhD, and then you are saying, is it worth of my time? So why? What is the question that you have in your mind that stops you in saying, I'm gonna quit my job and join a PhD program? Why? Or you're not still
Yes.
sure?
I'm sorry.
Or you are still not sure whether you want to do a PhD, or what you want to achieve, whether you need a PhD or you probably need an MBA.
Yeah. So that's one of the point actually. I mean, actually, I'm honest to accept that I'm not sure whether
Yeah,
I
that's fine. Yeah.
whether I need to pursue PhD or whether I need to pursue MBA or maybe none of them. All right. So when I see something, let's say my interest was into finite element analysis and everything. So when I see something like in the Siemens industry, like the gas turbine, so I used to see things like how they are calculating certain things and everything, but at this moment I cannot understand. So I feel like I should be having that knowledge, and I should be if some people can understand it, why couldn't I? I mean, that is one of the reason. The second reason is I was always inclined towards the technical things into machines and engines and everything. That's why I took my admission into mechanical engineering, not a computer science and everything. So I already had an interest, back in my mind to pursue my PhD. And when I was doing my masters, I already had an offer, but that was into fuel cell. So there was a subject, fuel cell science and technology, that was core into fuel cell science. And at that time I was like, okay, it's more into chemical and chemistry and everything. So I don't know, maybe that was a bad decision or something, I don't know, but I rescinded that offer.
In Siemens or somewhere else?
No, in Syracuse University.
Okay.
There was a subject called fuel cell science.
I have worked in the fuel cell industry. I know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at that time I didn't accept the offer, and I went with the flow. So your surrounding matters a lot, and a lot of my friends were hunting for the jobs. So I was also into that race, and I started hunting for the job, and I didn't continue for the PhD. And
Let me ask you, you are working in a
yeah.
company, whatever work you are doing, do you feel it's more technical, or it's more of a people interaction job, like a managerial job?
No, it's more technical. It's more engineering thing.
Is more engineering. Do you like it, or it bores you?
Yeah. I mean, I like it, but I always had interest for this, rotating equipment side,
Okay.
and the core mechanical side,
Core mechanic. Okay.
Yeah, the core machines and engines and
Let me
compressors.
ask you.
I always work with that
Let me
part.
ask
So,
you. Do you like more manufacturing, or do you like more R&D?
all right. So
Like
I'll just
like
conclude with
operations
this.
versus
I mean,
more R&D.
yeah, engineering, manufacturing, R&D, and business
Okay.
all together.
Okay.
I know it's too much, but
No, that's okay. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. But do you know do you have any idea, like, what does a PhD means, like what it entails, or what does it do, or where it lands you?
Yeah, I know what it takes. I mean, it may take like 3 to 5 years or something, and I have to have that commitment, the lab work and everything. The current job I'm having right now, it's also a lab work. I'm working on some lithium-ion batteries and everything. So I know. I mean, pretty much. I mean, I know what it takes, and I can do hard work. It's nothing like that. But as you can see, maybe the last question or something. I mean, my parents would want me to be with them back in India soon and start my life. So I mean, a lot of questions.
How old are you?
I mean, you might have. you might have read all the questions, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah. How old are you?
I'm 26.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so here is my answer. Okay, to you,
Yeah.
assessing you. I think that's the best way probably you want to go. So I'm not sure actually, to be honest with you, that looking at your questions and looking at your CV, that going
Mm-hmm.
to a PhD route would be a right thing for you, to be honest. The reason is very simple because, if you are coming from a school, see, the whole idea is thinking what is the end goal. And you talked about I want to be entrepreneur and all that, right? You spoke about all those things, and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm thinking all those things. So to be honest with you, my best advice would be for you is keep continuing your job
Mm-hmm.
and join a working professional MBA program.
Yep. Sounds good.
Plain and simple. That's it. And the reason is very simple because I don't want you to say I'm going to quit my job and then join an MBA program. That would be a disaster.
Yeah.
I don't approve that.
Okay. So full-time MBA you don't recommend?
No, no, no. I mean, and the reason I'm telling you some reasons behind that.
Mm-hmm.
Because and the second thing is that, and let me tell you what the reasons behind it. And definitely PhD route is not a good thing for you. Don't do that. Don't. It would be you would be in a, that would not. At this point, I don't think that that will help you to achieve your fullest potential.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What I think MBA will do. I think you are technically sound, and to be honest
Yep.
with you, every degree, whatever you get, is very overrated. Also, right?
Yep.
The reason why I'm saying you to do an MBA because if there is an option out there, they will say, "Do you have an MBA?" For that reason, honestly. But as far as technical
Perfect.
point is concerned, or the technical side of it concerned, if you can read on their own whatever you want, you can do it on your own. You don't need a PhD, right? For that, you already have a master's, and I think that's more than enough for you. The reason why I'm saying again, MBA not going full time versus working professional is a couple of reasons. One, because it will keep you engaged in your job. So here is an example. The reason why I say so, I'm doing an MBA right now as a working
Oh, no.
professional. I don't go
Good.
full time, and the reason, couple of reasons. One is it's very flexible. So
Yeah.
sometimes I have a job, I can't, so I can sometimes I take classes, sometimes I don't.
Okay.
There are other reasons behind that too. I don't know whether your company does it. Many times, you can check in your company, if let's say you have completed a year or so, they also provide you some dollars to finish your degree.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
check in their company. Do you guys do that? Okay.
I might have to check it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, just check it. So many
All right.
times they support a portion. They will say, "Oh, we're gonna," because it's a tax benefit for them, so they do that. So
Okay.
so usually, if you read your benefit package, sometimes they say we help you, and they give you like $10,000 a year, which anyway covers some credits. Doesn't matter,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And then you can look at the universities which are near you, or
Okay.
you can join an online MBA program.
Perfect.
So right now, for example, I can tell you. So I am doing my MBA from Ohio State.
So, MBA for
Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Yeah,
Nice.
and because of COVID, all the classes are online, so it doesn't matter where are you, right?
Yeah.
So you can do. To be honest with you, you can join an MBA program in Texas. You can join an MBA program in Oregon. It's online, and
Mm-hmm.
and you can also see. So sometimes you say, "Hey, dude, I have to get GMAT now and all that." You can look at an MBA online MBA programs that doesn't require GMAT.
Okay.
So all they ask you is, so for example, the Fisher MBA program that I had, and I applied for a waiver because I couldn't have time to prepare a GMAT. So I can apply for a waiver, and
Mm-hmm.
so all I need is like 3 year of or 4 year of job experience, and I should have like a grade in my math courses, and a recommendation letter from my manager. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Okay.
So what I'm saying, you can find an option. You can have an online MBA program. You can have a weekend MBA program. You can have a part-time MBA program. All these
Okay.
programs, what they will do is help you to say, okay, online MBA program is much flexible. Weekend MBA program is you will classes have on Saturday on online, or you
Yep.
will have evening classes, which is working professional. So that means after job, right?
Yeah.
And again, if your company can pay for a part of it, that's amazing. If not,
Okay.
keeping your job, you will be able to pay for it, and you don't have to take loans, which is amazing thing.
Mm-hmm.
What this MBA will do, up now come back to the question why. The reason I'm saying is why, because I think I I have finished my PhD, and I've always used to think, like, for a technical person, why you need an MBA and all that, these are overrated. But when I started doing it, it really gives you a very good perspective.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And if for a master's student, to be honest with you, because the questions you are having, what next for me in my career, what next, this will allow you to take a leap.
Perfect.
This will allow you to take a leap. This will also allow you to take a leap within your own company.
Yeah.
Where you are right now with your masters, you will be there for next 10 years, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But if
Completely
you do
understood.
an MBA, trust me, you can then say, I have this degree, I have this the other education. And
Mm-hmm.
many times what happens is, many what I have realized, that when I was started working on it, eventually what happens is you start have to deal with customers, you have to deal with vendors, you have to deal with clients. And
Yeah.
then you realize that how your MBA degree and the things you learn is helpful. The reason is very simple, because you understand their business language at the end of the day. So
Definitely.
for example, your company is saying, for example, you have to work with a supplier, right? And there is
Yeah.
certain terminology on supply chain that you will never know at all unless and until you go through that. So doing that helps you. So what happens, even your where you are right now, it will help you to move up, because as a manager, your job is to and make sure that the R&D guys are doing what they want. And if you can make a decision, you are an asset. If you can take a decision with the suppliers, you are an asset. You know what I mean? So you become a,
Yeah.
so think of a guy who is, let's say, a director of an organization. If you think of it, he wears different kinds of hat, right?
Yeah.
Like, or a VP, he has to know his accounts. He has to know, if he is a
Right.
owner. Let's say if you're working for a small LLC, the guy has to know everything from revenue to assets to everything. So unless until you have an idea, and again coming back to your point, I want to become an entrepreneur. Trust me, once you finish your MBA, you
Mm-hmm.
will know, either I'm wasting my time doing this job, or I should open a business right now. You will have that answer, because right now what happens in your case, at where you
Mm-hmm.
are, you always, everybody, like when I was your age, I've also had this ambition, right? I want to do something which, and I have this thing in my mind. But whether that is possible or not, you only know when you have that level of education.
Yeah.
So, in your case, whether you said right, I'm an MS, and I want to, should I pursue my PhD? But this entrepreneur mindset I have, I would say MBA, MBA, MBA. And again, if you can do it in your job, and again, because you're gonna do this flexible, I call it flexible MBA, not a full time MBA, because flexible is you can take one course and two course. If you are on track, you can finish it as a full time MBA guys can finish.
All right.
And there are some students with me actually doing in Ohio State, who are taking, remember, in we can take extra credits and we don't have to pay.
Yeah.
So
Perfect.
some of
Yeah.
them are doing it actually. They're saying, because we
Oh,
have paying
nice.
our pocket, I want to take extra. For me, it's not a problem because I'm not paying. So I don't care. I want to do relax. But for them,
Yeah.
since they are paying from their pocket, they said,
Yeah.
we are taking 18 credits because we can finish it
Okay.
early. So you can sometimes
Okay.
finish early too, right?
Yeah.
And if you can, to be honest with you, if you can get a in a really good school, let's say you decide, I want to do it in a right way, and you say, okay. And again, as I said, it's your choice whether you want to do a full time or part time. It's your choice. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is, if you, let's say, if you can get admission at Wharton, let's say, and you can get into, or MIT Sloan, or Stanford, or Berkeley, or whatever, well and good, go ahead, do full time.
Yeah.
But let's
Absolutely.
say if you are not in that position, because over there you have to take a loan again, right? All those things you have to take
Yeah.
loan. But
That's
here,
a whole
I
cycle
think
repeat.
with your job, with your salary, you will be able to manage. So you, once you are out, you are not be in debt. And education never go waste. I mean, I am a strong believer of that, because the only degree I don't have is law. Otherwise, I have all the degrees, to be honest. And I to be honest with you, the reason is because they help you. It's like education, right? They help you. So for you, I would say having a degree would be a lovely thing. And then after that, sky is the limit, to be honest with you. Because the reason why I'm say so, because let's say you get an MBA with a specialization in a strategy or data analytics or marketing or finance. You can work for a Siemens, you can work for a ketchup company, you can work for anybody. You can work for Apple, you can work for Google, because that's a degree that allows you to explore. Right now, your degree restricts you, right? So that is also very important. And so that's my honest advice to you. And uh, uh, and as far as you are saying that I have this fascination of this rotating and all that, don't get too much stuck at this point. Yeah, at this point I mean, how much knowledge you have right now, you don't know how many amazing things are out there, right? So I mean, I'm glad that you have this interest, that I have this interest, I want to do that. But my advice to you would be is, this is the time to explore, not to settle down. When you are 40, then you settle down, not when you are 26. 26 is the time where you want to explore, know as much as you can, so that you can make a wise decision for your future. And by the time you are 30, 35, you can say, I know what I want to do. Right now, you need to know what is out there. And to be honest with you, this degree would help you a lot. Yeah. And then also, when you are making a decision for doing MBA, make sure that how much money they are charging and all that. And go to US News, figure out the list of universities and list of, if you Google like best online MBA program, you will see in US News list of universities. And online MBA programs are anyway flexible programs, right? So, and I'm pretty sure if you are around New York, you will find, maybe in your university or somewhere, you will find that they also have their program. And it's all about, so my next advice is, if let's say you end up paying from your pocket, let's say, unless and until you are going in top 10 universities, don't compromise. Then you can go somewhere, but then your choice should be based on where I can pay less. Don't pay a lot of money, because the return of investment won't be that much.
That was one of my questions.
Yeah, it will be not much. And as I said, again, degrees are always overrated. At the end, it's gonna come to you. But considering how much energy you have right now, considering how much you can do, and again, another important thing. They say you want to be rich as early as possible. If you are rich at 80, doesn't matter. So the earlier you do, the better the returns will be.
Perfect.
Right. So if I have done my MBA at your age, I would be better off. But at that time, I was doing my PhD, so I can't do both 2 degrees. But again, as I said earlier, it is better, because what happens is, it will educate you, it will help you to take better decisions and all that. So it is better for you. So do it. If you can do it, I would advise you join in August. If you still have chance, don't waste your time. If not, sure, from December or for January, if you want some time. But definitely don't wait too much, because it's going to take you another 2 year, and by the time you will be 28, 29, right? So you should be ready by that time. That whether And then, as I said, hopefully everything will be fine. And even if you decide to go back to India, let's say, and I'm pretty sure they're talking about how many companies are planting and gonna come to India and all that. I think you will be ready there to launch, because you need to prepare yourself for that market, right? Yeah. So let's say tomorrow Amazon is coming and they're saying, what level of education do I need, or what do I need for me to become a prime asset for Amazon if they want to open their data center in India? That's my question. So that type of question. And I think, to be honest with you, having an MBA with an engineering background, I mean, it's always be helpful, and it's not gonna go bad. Doing a PhD for you, I won't I won't suggest. Yeah.
So, do you recommend any, MBA programs for the engineers who are already in the technical background, like operations or finance or something like that, which is which will be more important in the future?
Say again, what you said?
I mean, do you have any ideas? I mean, do you have any idea what kind of MBA programs should an engineer go into? Who is already into this, technical engineering background, and let's say if he goes for finance or operations, then he might be. I mean, it might be helpful for him.
So when you're gonna go to an MBA program, just like it's the same as engineering program, you have to do some
Yes.
core courses. So they will
Core
ask you to
courses.
go do finance, they will ask you to do accounting, they will ask you to do marketing, they will ask you to do data analytics, they will ask you to take course in supply chain. They
Oh,
will,
so it's all together.
yeah. So the MBA program, there are some core courses and some electives,
Okay, okay.
right? So when
Same
you
like
take,
engineering. Yeah.
right, exactly. So when you take those core courses, you will get an idea what I like.
Perfect.
So you don't have to worry about that. This gonna come. It should come naturally. It
Yeah.
Nobody can force you that, right? So for
Yeah.
example, for me, I think I loved microeconomics, which is strategy more or less. I
Mhm.
love data analytics because of math background. Enjoyed
Yeah.
that, and what I was doing at that time. And I didn't like marketing. No, I didn't enjoy that. So
Mhm.
I can make that judgment at that time. I mean, what do I like? And now I am
Yes.
taking some courses on accounting and
Mhm.
global business. I think I like the global business because
Yes.
internationalization, I see the culture and all that, cross culture interaction. And then accounting, I'm going to see next week this is starting, so I will see what happens. But so far, I think it's not my cup of tea, but I'm going to learn a lot.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think, as I said, I don't know much, but they're going to talk a lot about like managing accounts, finance, and balance sheet and all that. I think it's sometimes good because then for how to manage your money.
Yeah.
So those sort of things. So I think I found this very interesting, to be honest. So
Yes. So yes, you have very diversifying background. Yeah.
I don't know about that, but so far so good. But
Yeah.
as I said, it's do it as soon as possible,
Sure.
and make that will help you to make right choices. And as I said, that is the only way you will launch to next step. Not just working what you have, because I know you're gonna get stuck. And as I said, the reason I told you not to do PhD because you said you want to go back, right? Because one thing also from long term, if you look at in US what's going on with visa and all that,
Yeah.
as a master's student, forget about having a green card ever.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
the only way you can get a green card in here, the only way right now as we see, if you have an advanced degree like a PhD. So if
Okay.
you say, if your question would have been, I want to stay here, then I would never have said you to do an MBA. I would have said then you need to go and do PhD right now.
All right.
That's the one of the other reason I didn't ask you to do it, because you said you want to go back. I said that's the case. Then they get out from here.
And let's say if I'm staying here, and let's say if I convince some parents to let me stay here, I mean, as my question was, I mean, is it still a good idea to pursue a PhD right now? Because I had a couple of drops in education. Like I completed my BE and then had a 2 years experience at Siemens, and then I completed my masters, and then I have a 1 year of experience right now. And then I mean, is it still a good idea? Because I still have to appear for this PhD qualifying exam and everything, and I have to prepare for it and everything, because I had already had a couple of drops and